Hi, this is John Keyser coming to you on behalf of WindowCleaningResource.com, the premier window cleaning supplier on the planet. This is Water Fed Class on WCR, brought to you by Ettore and RHG Products. And what we're going to learn today is basic technique for cleaning commercial windows. Commercial windows are a bit different than residential in that they've got a rubber seal all the way around the edge. And the reason that is of interest to you when you're using a water-fed pole is that rubber seal can actually get dirt and old soap from old window cleanings trapped underneath it. And what happens when you come along and you scrub your window, and you scrub the seal while you're scrubbing the glass, is that the water gets up under there, it agitates it and releases that old dirt and that old soap and runs down the window. So when you come in to clean the glass on a commercial facility, you can't just clean the glass. You've also got to take care of those rubber seals. And so what you have to do is, the first step is to come along and scrub that top seal. Doesn't have to be real aggressive, just a couple, 3 swipes across and back, a quick rinse, and while you're doing that, of course, you're cleaning the top inch or 2 of the glass. And then you go on to the next window, you do the same thing. Don't clean that whole glass right then. You got to give it drip dry time. So you want to do 3 or 4 or 5 panes, and then come back to your first window after it's had sufficient dry time and clean the glass. And when you come back that second time, you're avoiding that top inch or so of glass, and you definitely want to avoid touching that seal. So, because if you retouch that seal either with the brush or with your water jets, it's going to run and it's going to create spots. The first thing I want to advise you when you get out to your commercial site is, of course, take a look around at your surroundings. Water-fed poles will conduct electricity. Watch for power lines. Watch for sidewalks and parked cars, and just be safe about it. I also want to advise that when you show up on a commercial site, if you find a water tap, don't automatically assume that it works and set up everything right there. Jump out of the truck, take your water key over to the tap, and just turn it on and make sure it works. One time I set up everything right by a water tap and it didn't work. That was the last time I did that. So also, for those of you who use pumps with your systems that you have to plug in, I recommend taking a ground fault interrupt with you, obviously for safety reasons, but also not every electrical outlet works either. So when you're jumping out to test to see if your water tap works, take a ground fault interrupt with you. They've got a little light, and plug it into your electrical source, and if the light turns on, then you're good to go. So I'm going to show you the basic technique on cleaning a commercial glass. Okay. When you turn on your flow, you do want to have sufficient water pressure, and I've got more than sufficient there. It's going out about probably 12 feet from the brush. You can't have too much pressure. You can have too little, but you can also have too much. Ideally, you want that going right about 6 feet out. That will give you plenty of flow, and won't give you too much flow. When you get too much flow, you start splashing, and when you start splashing, you can potentially start spotting by getting surrounding areas wet and splashing back onto the glass. So here we go. I'm going to clean this glass as though it were a second-story glass. So I'm going to clean it up and down. The first thing I'll do, take a along and I'll just scrub the top seal. And that's all you got to do. And then just a quick rinse. And then from there, you would go on to the next window. Don't clean the glass right then, because you're not going to have sufficient dry time. So just clean that top inch of glass, that seal, rinse it out, go on to the next window, let it dry. The purpose of doing, we're going to clean the glass. Now we've got a big commercial piece of glass like this, your tendency is to want to do this, go all the way up and down. And when you're on the ground floor, maybe that's not so bad. But when you've got your pole extended up, it's kind of hard to either go like this with the pole that far up and down, or if you're walking the pole, go that far up and down when walking it. So what I do is, instead of trying to clean the whole thing up and down right off the bat, I'll split this one into two halves. So I'll clean the top half first. Right? First thing I'll do is I'll do a cross like this, avoiding that top seal and the top entrance to the glass. And that's it. You want it across real quick, just a quick rinse. Now we'll do the bottom half. Quick rinse in the middle. You want to go side to side on the bottom. You want to go side to side on the bottom and side to side on the top. You'll have brush marks. Now we just rinse the glass. When you're rinsing, you want to make sure that your brush doesn't touch the top seal. You want to make sure that your water jets don't touch the top seal. And that's it. That's the basic technique. That's how you clean a commercial piece of glass with a water-fed pole. You've got the knowledge now. I found that my biggest obstacle to clean with water-fed pole was not just knowledge or lack of it, but rather confidence. You've probably been cleaning windows for years, and it's not natural to you to leave a window wet. But I've just showed you the proper technique, and with a little bit of practice, it'll clean windows spot free. And it's kind of hard to let that go. You've got that in your window cleaning blood that it doesn't feel right to leave the window wet. But just have that confidence. After your first few windows, you should be able to have this down. Just a little bit of practice, maybe the first day or two it'll take, but you'll get this. You'll get spot-free results just like I do every time. This has been Water Fed Class on WCR. Thanks for watching.